Yo, what's up? I'm Martin,
I'm John.
and we are one half of Boys Like Girls, and you're watching Artists in News Service right here.
I used to be like drunk, now I'm on outback. Nothing to map that forever is over. We used to kiss all night, now it's just a bye-bye. Took all the guys, say hello to goodbye.
I think starting, with the record, the biggest challenge was just like having the guts to step out of the boundaries and step out of a box. You know, we're locked in this box. You know, whether it be a quote unquote scene or a genre or whatever it is, and no one really takes chances in there. You know, in that box, and no one really makes moves and tries to, you know. And I sat there and as kind of, you know, the lead songwriter of the band, I had such a hard time with these 80 songs that I had written on tour, finding ways to bring them sonically outside of that box. And I was so scared of it that it was like, you know, some days I'd just really try to push the limits, and then other days it would be like, okay, all right, I'm in my bed for 48 hours, just laying there scared of it, and I'm just gonna stay here because I have nowhere else to go, or I'm gonna have to face making this record. And then we went into the studio and we wrote a song called Heartbreak, and it was the absolute most possible chances that you could possibly take on a song, I think, for a band like us. And you know, it was just like, hey, let's throw in a guitar solo. Hey, let's throw in crazy breaths and screams, but you know, like futuristic sounds, and you know, elements of 80s rock and elements of modern pop, and make it the most crazy chant-along anthematic chorus ever, and just completely step it outside of the box. And I think that gave everybody in the band the guts to just move forward with this record and make this record, you know, as much of a step in the right direction as possible to become who we really are, which is, you know, what we had become as a crazy live band, and what Boys Like Girls really is. I think if you're the type of band that cares about a top 10 spot, then you're not the type of band that should be making music. I think we make music for ourselves and for our fans, and if we watched the charts or cared about the radio charts or cared about any of that stuff, then we wouldn't be doing it for the right reasons. I think if we end up, you know, number 1 zillion or number one, it's that, you know, as long as our fans love it, then that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Our last record we did all with Matt Squire down in Maryland.
In
a garage. And this one we split up.
We lived in his basement. So we split this one up half in New York with Sam and Sluggo, who helped us on our first record, and the other half with Brian House of Vancouver. And it was really cool to go, you know, in one place and not get too cooped up. So we split it up, and they both brought different energies to the CD.
A couple years back, Taylor mentioned that one of her favorite songs at the moment was Hero Heroine in the Wall Street Journal when she was just first nominated for a Grammy, and I was obsessed with her record at that time just because her lyric writing really reminded me of how I sort of wrote lyrics, just really off the cuff and very like a journal, like just really personal. And I was inspired by that, and I was inspired by her record, and I really wanted to thank her for you know, for shouting us out. So I got her contacts, and we ended up writing some songs together. And then John actually ended up playing on her record, on Fearless. He played drums on a couple tracks, including You're Not Sorry, and yeah, and then we've been friends ever since. And when it became time to like do this Two Is Better Than One song, it was missing this really important element. We couldn't figure it out. We realized that it was a female vocal because it's the lyric with the two is better than one thing, and you know, of course, she was the first person that came to mind. It was, you know, a long shot to get the biggest superstar right now. You know, it's like, so we called her up and we said, hey Taylor, you know, is there any chance that you could sing on a record? And she said, yeah. So we're blessed and delighted to have her on the record. She's really special. At Jingle Ball at New York City, the radio show, I met Ashley like two years ago. She comes up to me and she goes, oh my God, you're from Boys Like Girls. You're like my favorite band. And I go, oh my God, you're the chick from High School Musical. And it was like, and then we became total friends. And we needed to sort of go out on a limb with the girl for the music video. She needed to be cool and humorous and like really pick up stuff on the spot and not be scared to take chances, and that's totally Ashley. So I texted her up and I was like, yo, you want to be in our video? And she was like, yeah. And it's pretty much as easy as that. And she did a great job. We're really excited to have her part of it.
That we were a put together band. I hear that one.
I heard that we were like put together band and we don't write our own songs.
Which is all like, there's not many real bands out there, and we're definitely one that like really started out and like really did it for real, got in a van and like did it, and there's not a lot of bands out there.
It's just funny to
like,
hear people say like, "Oh, a put together band." When I remember back 6 years ago when me, John, and Brian were living in a converted attic apartment with a shower in the closet, and John was sleeping on the kitchen floor on a rug that we found in somebody's trash and cut to size so that he wouldn't have to sleep on linoleum. And it was, it's kind of like, and when we got evicted from there for noise reasons, it was like everybody moved into my dad's house. It's kind of like, I don't really care what people say about anything, but that one's kind of like, oh yeah, you're put together by the industry. No, this is the realest thing. We're four best friends. We're four best friends. We go home and we call each other up and we want to.
Not that makes us like any better than the bands that are like put together or anything like that. But I hate when they like market a band that says they've like done all this crap and
it's all
completely fake. So.
But whatever, to each their own, and to each and to each their blessing. I don't really think genre is like. It's like, okay, think about the hair band. You think about genre, you think about the hair band kind of, era, right? Okay. So if you think about the hair band era, Bon Jovi was a hair band, but do you call him a hair band now? No. Same thing with, so it's like, I don't really know. I want to be considered, our own entity, and I want this record to put us there. I feel like we're successful.
It's a long way to go.
I feel like we're successful. I feel like we're successful because we're happy. I feel like we're successful because we're four best friends playing music for a living. I feel like successful is reaching our dreams, and we've done a lot of that. I think we have a long ways to go. I think we have a lot of records to make. I think we have a lot of people to reach. I think we have a lot of the world to see. I think we have a lot of a morphing of our sound and our music, and a lot more people to touch and grasp, and a lot more things to achieve. But I think success is a really, really broad word. I think, I think in the long term, I just want to be a band that stands alone by just you hear the name Boys Like Girls, and you don't think about a song, you don't think about a time period, you don't think about one little piece of moment in time where you remember 5 songs that might have been played on the radio. You remember a thing. You see 4 gentlemen, that play music together, and are best friends, and you hear a picture, a sound that defines something, and that's what I think success is. And hopefully we can achieve that someday.